Morning student, today I am here to explain you English literature of class 4, the story The Brahmin and the Seven Fairies. This is an Indian folk tale, a short story, and in this story 7 fairies fulfill a Brahmin's wish. So let started. Long ago there lived a poor Brahmin. He was a very lazy man. There were always quarrel between him and his wife. Means there is a poor Brahmin who lived in a village and he was a very lazy man. He don't want to do any work and laying down whole day without doing any work, and he was also grumbled or fighting with his wife. One evening, after a serious quarrel, after a long talk about or an argument between him and his wife, the Brahmin decided to leave the house and go out to try his luck. The next morning, his wife made some snacks for him to eat on his way. She also packed 7 rotis in a cloth and gave them to the Brahmin. So, next morning, after when he had a big argument with his wife, the next morning his wife made some snacks for him to eat and packed some rotis in the cloth and gave to the Brahmin. Taking his lunch box, the Brahmin left the house. By afternoon, the Brahmin was very tired, so he sat under a tree to have his lunch. He untied the cloth in which his wife had put the rotis. Looking at the rotis, he said, "I am so hungry that I will eat all 7 of them." So, by afternoon, the Brahmin was feel very tired and hungry, and he sat under a tree to have some lunch, some food, and he untied his tiffin and which he put some rotis, and the rotis are 7 in number. So he said, "I am so hungry that I will eat all 7 of them." Now it so happened that there lived 7 fairies on that tree. They were frightened to hear the words of the Brahmin. They thought that the Brahmin wanted to eat them. They immediately came down and fell at his feet and said, "O kind Brahmin, please do not eat us. If you spare us, we will give you a magic goat." Spare means not harm or kill. Whenever this goat opens his mouth to graze means to eat grass in a field, gold coins will drop out. So in this paragraph, what happened that when the Brahman said, "I'm going to eat, I'm so hungry that I will eat all 7 of them." So where he sat under the tree, over there above that tree there are 7 fairies also. The rotis are 7, and the fairies who are sitting at the top of the tree are also 7. So the fairies thought that the Brahman was talking about the fairies. So these fairies are afraid and came down and sat down at his feet and said, "O kind Brahman, please do not eat us. And if you leave us, spare us, make no harm or kill, I will give you a magic goat, which open its mouth to graze and give gold coins." Now, the Brahmin realized that the fairies had misunderstood his words. The clever Brahmin promised the fairies that he would not eat them. The fairies kept their word and gave him the magic goat. The Brahmin took the goat and left for his home. On his way back, the Brahmin came to a village where his friend lived. He decided to put up at his friend's house for that night. The friend welcomed him warmly. The Brahmin told him everything about the fairies and the magic goat. Now he was so late, so he decided to stay to his friend's house, and he tell everything about what happened with him. He tell everything to his friend, and he also tell about the magic goat. After dinner, the tired Brahmin went to sleep. His friend crept out from the house, went to the goat and gave it some grass to eat. As soon as the goat opened its mouth to eat, gold coins dropped out. The Brahmin's friend collected all the gold coins and hid them safely in a box. But suddenly an idea struck him. Why not steal the goat? This idea came into the mind of the Brahmin's friend. Now, what did he do? He took the magic goat and replaced it with an ordinary one. Very bad. Now, he stole the goat and replaced with an ordinary one. The next morning, the Brahmin took the goat and went home. When he reached his house, he told his wife about the magic goat. She was thrilled. The Brahmin brought some grass and put it before the goat to eat. The goat opened its mouth to eat the grass, but at last nothing happened. Not a single gold coin dropped from its mouth. The Brahmin's wife was furious. Furious means very angry, and said, "What a foolish man you are! Those fairies have cheated you." This woman, the wife of Brahmin, cannot believe that this goat going to give gold coins, because his friend, Brahman's friend, already replaced the goat with an ordinary one. So how can this goat going to give the gold coins? How can the gold coin dropped from its mouth? Because it is not that magic goat, it is a ordinary one. Now the Brahmin was shocked and disappointed. The next morning, the Brahmin went back to the forest and stood under the same tree. He said, "O fairies, you have cheated me. You have not kept your word. I will not eat all of you. I will now eat all of you." The fairies said, "We have not cheated you, but we do not know why the goat did not drop the gold coins. However, we will give you a magic pan." Now, these fairies were so afraid, they confused, they do not know why did the goat did not drop the coins. Now fairies, in place of this gold magic goat, now they decided to give the magic pan. This pan will prepare the dishes of your choice in minutes. You just may have to call out the name of the dish. Look into the pan and the dish will be ready. So this is the magic. You just name that dish and the dish was ready on that pan. The Brahmin took the magic pan and left for his house. Once again he reached his friend's place and decided to stay with him. The friends welcomed the Brahmin and they had dinner together. The Brahmin told him about the magic pan. After dinner, again his friends took the magic pan and replaced it with an ordinary one. Again this Brahmin's friend cheated Brahmin. The next day the Brahmin took the pan and returned home. His wife was happy to learn about the magic pan. The Brahmin then did exactly as the fairies had said, but nothing happened. He did not get anything from the pan because this pan is already exchanged or replaced with the ordinary one. Now, this time his wife was very angry and said, "Once again, those fairies have cheated you. Go back to them. Don't spare them. Spare them this time. Don't leave them. Don't come without harming them." Once again, the Brahmin went to the fairies and shouted, You fairies, you have cheated me once again. Now I will not spare you." The fairy said, "O Brahman, believe us, we have not cheated you, but we feel that somebody you met on your way has cheated you." The Brahman told the fairies about the place where he had stayed and all the people he had met on his way home. So he tell everything to the fairy that he had stopped to his decided to put up at his friend's house for some night or decided to stay a night to his friend's house. Now the fairies understood everything and said, "Your friend is the one who has cheated you. He replaced our magic things with ordinary ones. But this time we are giving you a magic rope and a magic stick. Take them and go to your friend's house." Now, the Brahmin put the magic rope and the magic stick in his bag and went to his friend's house. He was welcomed by his friend and they had dinner together. The Brahmin did not tell him anything about the magic things and went to sleep quietly. Now, this time, Brahmin was very aware. Now, this time, he will not tell anything about the magic things. When the Brahmin was fast asleep, his friends went to search his bag, but what a shock! The magic rope and the magic stick came out of the bag. The magic rope tied up the friend and the stick started hitting him on his back, started hitting him. Brahman's friend. The friend screamed for help and requested the Brahmin to save his life. The Brahmin did not say a word but enjoyed the scene. The magic stick beat the Brahmin's friend black and blue. Black and blue means beat someone harshly, very badly. Finally, his friend confessed, means admit, that he had stolen the magic goat and the magic pan and promised to return them. Now, his friend, after a beating, harshly beating, badly beating, friend admit that he had stolen the magic goat and the magic pan and promised to return them. The Brahmin asked the stick to stop hitting and ordered the rope to untie him. The friend returned the magic goat and the magic pan to the Brahmin. The Brahmin went home with all the magic things. The magic goat and the magic pan made his life very easy and comfortable. The Brahmin and his wife lived happily ever after. They never had to use the magic rope and magic stick again. So this is the story, student. This lazy Brahmin get magic things, and this Brahmin was very clever, but he was very lazy, and but he was cheated by his friend, and this is all the story is about. I hope all of you understand the story. Thank you. Stay home and keep learning.